Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to Photon Academy. My name is Harshwats, and today we are going to discuss about creating loop to repeat blocks of code in Excel VBA. Now let's move forward and talk about the point to be discussed in today's video. In today's video, I will tell you in the first point what is loop. After that, we will move on to the Excel and see how to create the loop to repeat the blocks of code in Excel VBA. That means Visual Basic Editor. I will tell you how to write the code for the loop. Now let's move forward and discuss what loop is. So basically loop is a type of structure, or you can say loops are statement that are specified once but are carried out several times. In other words, you could say a loop is a particular statement that make a group of instruction be followed multiple times. Just as conditional statement, there are several ways in which you can structure loops. So I hope you have understood that what loop is. It means like we write a code for certain statement and it repeat itself. And now let's move to the Excel and write the code in a VBA so you could understand in detail that how to write a code for the loop, and you will understand the concept of loop there very thoroughly. Now let's move to the Excel. Now we are in Microsoft Excel. So now we have to write the code for the loop. And how do we write it and where do we write it? So you have to go into the developer tab. In a developer tab, you have an option of the code. So if you do not have a developer tab in your main tabs, you have to go in any of your main tab, just right click there. After that, you will see two options: customize the ribbon, collapse the ribbon. So click on customize the ribbon. When you click on customize the ribbon, new box will appear on your screen, that is Excel options. In a customize the ribbon option, you will get a developer tab. In a developer tab, you just have to check this, and after checking this you will see the developer tab will appear with your main tabs. Like you can see here, the draw tab is not present in my tabs because I haven't used it. So for now I will cancel it because I've already selected it, and if you haven't selected it, after that selecting, just click on OK. So now we are in developer tab. Where should we go now? In a code section, you should go into the Visual Basic. So when I click on a Visual Basic, you will see we are in our modules. So now you can see in our project explorer, we have a VBA project1.xlsm file. So it's the gentle reminder, although I have repeated many times in my previous videos, that xlsm is a macro enabled file. When I save it, I save as it as a macro enabled file, while if I save it as a normal template which is xlsx file, so the macro will be lost. Like if I save it in xlx x file, so it won't be saved, it won't be able to save the macro. If you want to save the macro, you have to use xlsm file. Now we will move on to our question of the video, that now we have a for sheet. Earlier in my previous videos, I have told you about the sub procedure, user input and everything, how to use the if statement. And if you do not remember or if you do not know about them, you should go to my previous video and see how all this thing happen. Now we will write a new code. That means we have to insert a new module. So we can insert a new module. You can say this is a procedure. So there are more than one procedure. Like you can right click in here, insert option in a procedure, or sorry, module. In a module, just insert module. Or you can go in here in an insert option, click on insert and click on module. So we already created a new module. Now this is a new sheet, this is a sheet 4. In a sheet 3 there is previous examples. Now we go back to our VBA. So now we should write a code. How do we write a code? Like in my previous video, first of all, you have to introduce a sub procedure. Sub procedure is something that within that limit you have to write everything. So how do we insert the sub procedure? So insert, go to the insert option, go into the procedure. So I have to give the name to my procedure. So I will go will learn loop. So it's a thing that you do not leave a space in your procedure because it's a macro. Like in my previous videos, I already told you when you save the macros, even a macro recorder, you do not put space in between. So that's the reason you cannot put space in between the procedure also, because it's a macro. So in my previous videos about this procedure, I have told you about the types and scope, so you can go there and see how they work. For now we will letting it be default and put just OK. Now you will see we have a public sub will learn loop. So now we have a public sub and end sub. Now we have to put the um, loop function. And how do I do that? First of all, before that, I just put on enter and created some space in between them. Now I have to create first of all the variable. So we should go into the sheet 4, just click somewhere in here, and after that again go to the VBA, and again now put on tab, just put dimension space v. So I am giving the name to that variable as v, as integer. So so before going further, I will tell you what we will do today. So in today's video, I will tell you how to create a loop for a do while loop. So there are a lot of different loops, and do while loop is the most common in out of all those loops. And do while loop will help you to get the loop structure within your code. And what we do as an example today, so I will create like 15 15 variables in here, and each variable has certain digits, and if the variable is having a less than 10, so it won't change the figure or background, and if it is increase or greater than 10, it will change the figure and background of it with a red background or any background RGB you can choose from. So I first of all, before going in a variable code, I will write a certain variables in here like 5, 12. So I am writing something that is above 10 or below 10. So if it is above 10, it will change the background of it and make it red. So 15, 9, 8, 7, 11, 10, 16, 16, 18, 12. Oh, I have changed the column. Column change is not necessary. 12, 8, 7, 3, 1. So now you can see we have a 15 cells in which is occupied by our data that we put in. And now I want to run a loop in them that if the structure, if this variable, if this column has values that is greater than 10, then my loop will do something that if the value is greater than 10, it will make the background of them as red, like the 12, 15, 11, 10, 16, 18, 12 should be red, apart from 5, 9, 8, 7, 8, 7, 3, 1, these should be left as it is. Now we will again go back in our VBA. Now we will write a code for it. Now you see I have given the dimension v as integer. So now, so v is equal to 1. So now as I have told you, dimension that we have created a v variable. You can give any name as per you want, like I'm just saying for sake of saying that we should give it a name, you can give a I particular integer or something like that. It won't make an issue for it. Now we have written the dimension v as integer and v is equal to 1. And now we will write a loop after it because we have given an integer as value 1. So it will increase and it will get into a loop. And before that, before getting into increasing stuff, we should introduce a loop before that. So just put on enter, put on one more enter, so we create a space, so it is easy for us to understand everything. Again, do while space v is equal to 10. Now do while up, so you can see if it is less than or equal to 10, so we have to see, again just put on loop close. So now you could see we have closed the loop. So everything is in sub procedure. So this is our loop. So if I write something within this loop, it will do a constantly checkup. Like if value 1 is less than 10, so we will do something for that. If value 1 is greater than 10, we will do something for that. But we have to give a command for it because we haven't written the command for it. This is just a loop that we have generated, that v value that which is 1 is actually less than 1 now. But we have to see that every cell taken from here should be counted from 1 to 10. And how can we do that? Now we have to write a code for active cells. Now, before writing for the active cells, we should move something into, like if there are 15 columns. So we need that every time it increase by 1, it should check for the loop. Like I have to introduce like space v is equal to v plus uh, plus 1. So it is like increase one by one and check every cell. Now before going any further, so we have to getting back, and now we have to introduce if function, because if can only check it is true or false. So now we will write if active cell active cell value is less than 10, then, sorry, it's not less than, it's greater than 10, because I've told you if it is less than 10, there should be no change. I have put the mark right while I said something wrong. Then again put on tab. If active cell value is greater than 10, then active cell interior, interior is inside the cell, interior color. So I've told you the interior color should change, like active cell interior color should change, is equal to RGB, is equal to RGB. Now red as an integer. Like in integer form, if you put something like 255, 255 is the highest, like 100% form of red. And if you write a green as 0, that means there is no green color, and 0 as in blue color. Now if you write in between the 0 to 255, it's a mid between color. Now we will put 0 again, 0, and again close it. Now we should increase the size of it so you could see it properly. Now this is the cell we have written. Now if the active cell value is greater than 10, then active cell interior should be changed to red color. So this is how you write a code for it. After doing and telling this if structure, then we have to end if, because the structure of end if should be ended. Otherwise, it will go further and it will create a problem for you, because our if and then structure is completed for now. So the statement of if structure is completed. Now we will write an active cell. What will happen, like I want to check for the every cell that is just right below it. And how do I write for that? So we will write after the end if, like check. So like if selected the A1, it will check for it. After that, get into the loop and get to the second cell, A2, then A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, A8. So this must go on and we should write for it. Now we will write a code for moving the row one step low. Then how do we write it? Just put on tab. So it will be a linear hierarchy. Active cell dot. Now we will do an offset. So offset will change our cell one by one, and we will just create a bracket for now and using the shift and 9. So now we will need a row offset. We are not needing a column offset because there are 15 rows and there are different columns. We are moving from A1, A2, A3. That means we are moving row wise. We are not moving a column wise structure. So now column offset is 0. Now just put in here after that dot. What do we want to do with that? We want to select that. Now put on enter. Now you could see our structure is completed, and this is how you create a loop. So again, I will explain in general that what I have written the code. First of all, this is a procedure. So this and this. So this is a sub procedure. Within that, we will create everything. Now, first of all, what we have written? What we have written that dimension v as integer. That means we have created a variable that is integer. So integer we have given the value 1. That what we have the variable created. After that we created a loop, that is do while loop, which is if it is less than 10 or less than or equal to 10, then it will look for the if structure. If the active cell value is greater than 10, then active interior color will change to the red, because we have given the 255 value to the red. RGB is red, green, blue. So if after that we will end if. Agar if there is no nothing, if it is not greater than 10, it will look for the active offset, which is one row, that is from A1 to A2, A2 to A3, and so on. So after that it will select the next row, and it will again look for the loop, and again look for something like if it is greater than 10, then it will change the color. If it is not, it will move on to the different row, and so on so forth. So this will go on. Now I want to check that it work or not. So now we again go into our Visual Basic for application. So there are two ways: either you go into the view, again you go into again you go into the view, after that you go into the macros. You will see, will learn loop macro, you will click on it, you will run it. So it's a long procedure. While if you are using a VBA and if you have written the code in a VBA, then just playing this sub or user form is very easy. Just click it. Now you will see, now I have run it. Now you will see it's worked till the 10, because we have created one error. We have created the value till 10. If we put in 15, so it will cover till 15. Again I go and run it. Now you will see it has run it, and it has covered every part of it. Like till 11 there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 digits that are greater than 10. It has changed their interiors, and this is how you create a code for the loop. So maybe there are certain things you do wrong in the starting, but if you practice this properly and if you do a little bit experiment for it, like with my case, I forget to put the 15 in here. If you put 20 digits, you will put something for the 20, and by mistakes, if you create a mistake also, you will learn from them and you won't repeat it in the future. So basically do an experiment with it, do a little bit exercise with it, and you will be for thoroughly good with a loop, creating a loop in a Visual Basic editor. So I hope you have understand how we have written the code for the loop. Like if I put in here 5, and again I will run it, I put it here, and again I go for the visual, and I again run it. So it has run till 5. You can see it is now on 6th. So this is how you run the code. So you should know that what the things you are put in and what things you want to do, and all those things will accompany you on your code basic. So I hope you understood it. If you have if you have made certain mistakes, it's okay, and it is a part of a learning process. So with this point, I am going to end this video and I hope your queries have been cleared. And if not, kindly write us in comment section and we will surely get back to you. If this video helped you in any way, kindly drop us a like and don't forget to subscribe our channel for amazing videos in future. Till then, have an amazing and good day.